Hello, Joy friends. Welcome to Joy in the Making number 5. My name is Cynthia with Cynthia's Joyful Creations, and I am just filled with joy to be here and share with you what has been on my hook for this segment. Before I do, let me first say I am so sorry that I did not get a segment out last Monday evening. That morning, my mother-in-law fell and she fractured her humerus bone, and trust me, there was nothing humorous about it. But I am happy to tell you that she is doing much, much better and is progressing well. Okay, so in waiting though, I am able to show you 2 complete finished object series. So as you know, I've been working on 2 baby sets, and I am happy to say that they are completely done. So today, for the first time, we're going to bring in the wheel and let the wheel decide what I'm going to be working on next for Joy in the Making. But before we get to the wheel, let me show you these final products. Now, some of them, you've seen the projects already and you've seen what I've done, and then there'll be some new things today. But after today, these projects will move on, whether they are sold or gifted. So this is the last time that I will be showing them on Joy in the Making. All right, here we go. So you've seen this baby blanket quite a few times actually, but I don't have a name for it. And all I did was just kind of the granny stitch of 3 double crochets. And you can see it made these cute little blocks, and I absolutely love it. And this is the Fleck yarn. And I just used 2 colors, the dark blue and the light blue. So that is the baby blanket. And then next in that, I made a hat to go with it. And you can see it also has the little block pattern in it. So it completely matches the blanket. And then I did the baby sweater, and the body of it has that pattern in it. And then the sleeves are just a solid half double crochet. And then of course the yoke is half double crochet. And then the little puppy dog buttons on it. All of this you've seen before, unless you're new. And if you're new, welcome and tell me what you think. And then I created a toy to go with it, and it was a little puppy dog. And it does rattle. So the reason I'm showing this to you again is the last time we were together in Joy in the Making number 4, I talked about maybe possibly making baby boy pants. But after talking to many different people, I think I'm agreeing with them. It's time to just call it done and move this project along. So I am not going to make baby boy pants with this set. So we're going to call this set Done and Done. All right, the second set, again, you've already seen parts of this, but let me show you everything because this is the last time it will be shown. And this time I took the granny stitch shell, or the shell stitch, however you want to call it, but it's basically the granny stitch shell. And I created this blanket, and I was using the Baby Soft yarn, and it is in the colorway Circus print. So it has all these beautiful, beautiful pastel colors in it. And then I took, I thought maybe I had it here with me and I don't. But I took some white yarn that is got like a crunchy look to it. And that's what I used for the border. And I just made kind of a scalloped little border on it. And then of course here, I just did some V-stitches to give it kind of some width to the border. And it is very, very pretty and elegant and very nice for a baby girl. See, there you go. So that's the blanket. Then I decided not to do a hat with this one, but instead, the second piece that I used the yarn to make, I designed a little dress. And I put a little ruffle on it. And then this was a little flower kind of bow that my mom had given me some of. So I put that embellishment on there. And again, the dress matches the blanket. So you can see it's the same stitches, same colorway. And again, I took that white yarn, and before this video is over with, I will have it and show it to you. But I used that for the trim all around the dress and around the little border there that goes around the yoke of the dress. And so then I had so much yarn left over, I decided to make some little bloomers to go underneath the dress. And so here are the bloomers. And again, it's the same yarn, both the circus print and then that white yarn. It is not the same pattern as the dress. It's more of a shell V stitch. But oh my gosh, these bloomers are just too cute. Love how those turned out. And actually that was the fourth item that I made. The third item that I made was the lovey. And that was the bunny rabbit. And so I used that white yarn. You can see it's got like a shimmery string that kind of runs through it. I used that to make the bunny head and the bunny ears. And then I embroidered the face on the bunny. And then just created the little doily blanket for it and attached it. So this is the toy that goes with this one, where the other one had the rattle. And so then came the bloomers, and then I still had yarn left over. So I decided to make some headbands, and you've seen these headbands, but here's this one. And then here is the other one. So this one is more the infant size, and this one's more 0 to 3 months. So they have one to continue to grow with them. And this one, of course, has a lavender flower on it, and this one has a pink one on it. Still had yarn. So then I made booties, and this is where we left off. I had one booty made, but I did not have the ribbon through it. Well, I've completed the other booty, and I've added the ribbon, and so here are the booties. I'm trying to come close so you can see it. That light coming in, the natural light coming in the window is kind of affecting it, but here are the booties, and again, it's using that circus print yarn. So it's got all the colors, the pinks, the lavender, the mint green, the yellow, the white in it. And I just let them come as they may. And then I use that white yarn to trim the top of the booties here. And then I just ran some white ribbon through the top. And that's the thing too. I mean, the ribbon, someone can always change out the ribbon if they wanted to, if they would rather have more color there than the white. I was trying to bring it in out of that sunlight a little bit. So, all right. I still had yarn left over. So the next thing I made, I told you I was going to think about making a pacifier clip, and I did. So I decided to use a pink clip, and you just pull that up and it opens up, push it down and it closes. And so I ended up making this cute little strap. It is not my pattern, so in the description box of this, I will list the channel that I got this from and the actual video that was the tutorial. But on mine, I did it a little bit different. I think she does hers like 8 long. I did mine 6 long, and then I created an end so I could put some silicone beads on it. And then I created a loop so I could attach a pacifier. Now, I will not ever gift the pacifier, or when I sell the pacifier clips, I will not include pacifiers because there's no way to keep them sterile. But this is one that I had from some other baby projects that I had done in the past, and I put it on there for display. So, yeah. So this is it. I love the way that came out. So let me know what you think. But I'm excited about the silicone beads. And as you can see, we've got white, pink, lavender, green, and yellow, which matches the circus print yarn. You can see there the pinks, the lavenders, the green, and there's not really any yellow in this particular piece. Of course, we got white, but there's yellow, throughout everything else. So it keeps it with a set. And then I thought it was really cool that the pacifier that I have that I can use as a display is actually green and matches that really, really well. But anyway, you guys, I still had yarn left over. So I thought, what else can I make to go with this set? I don't want to keep duplicating anything. So I decided, why not make a sock? So I made a sock, and again, I'm just using it as it unravels. So I'm not color blocking it at all. And this one came out as a solid pink. The second one I made came out in the variegated, and I thought, well, that doesn't really look right together. But I noticed that the pink was coming up again, so I went and made the third one, and look, you guys. So now I have a set of solid pink. So guess what? Naturally, if the pink was there and then the other colors followed and then the pink showed up again, guess what? The other colors followed. So booty number 1 and 3 made a set, and sock number 2 and 4 made a set. So aren't those cute? And these are newborn size, but I still had yarn left over. However, I didn't have a whole lot, and I was afraid that I may not have enough to make a 0 to 3 month size pair of socks. So I took the white yarn that I was bordering everything with, and I wish you could see it, that sunlight. There we go. And I made the sock 0 to 3 months, and I used around the top some green and some lavender, and then stuck a little lavender flower on it, which, as you know, I did use one on the 0 to 3 month headband. So look how they match. And so I made the other one in white, and I did cut a little bit of yarn so that I could, mimic it the same way with the mint green and the lavender. But anyway, so made a pair of socks to continue going with it as the baby grows a little bit. But I do still have that just a tiny little bit left of yarn. So this is the project in its completion. So it's the blanket, the dress, the bloomers, 2 headbands, a pair of booties, 3 pair of socks, the pacifier clip, and the lovey. And so all of that is one set. But what I'm going to do with that little bit of leftover yarn is I'm going to end up using it to make 2 more pacifier clips, but I will just, have those to sell separately or gift separately. They will not be a part of this set. But anyway, so that is it. We have finished the first 2 projects that we actually have been doing here on Joy in the Making. And so now it's time to bring in the wheel and introduce it and see what the wheel chooses. So remember, right now, Joy in the Making is about making projects that I want to make that make me feel joyful. But before I could get there, I needed to finish my whips. So we've just currently finished 2, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 unfinished objects that I need to get finished. And so when those 7 are done, then I'm going to start putting up projects that I have never made and want to make. So without further ado, I'm going to pause this a moment and bring the wheel in and see what the wheel chooses. And also at that time, I will also show you that white yarn and tell you where or what it is. So stay tuned. All right, as promised, I wanted to show you this white yarn, and it is Bernat Baby Coordinates. And you can see it's got kind of a crinkly texture to it. But let me show you the specs here. So it is a light 3 weight yarn, and I can't read that backwards, but it is 71.2% acrylic, 25.6% rayon, and 3.2% nylon. And there's approximately 418 meters, which is about 457 yards. So it's about 5 ounces. But it's, even though it's 3 weight, it works pretty thick. Like, you know, it feels soft and kind of airy with this rabbit, but like doing the socks, it's a thicker sock. So, but I love it. I normally bought a lot of this because I like to border my baby blankets in it, kind of like I've done with these projects, you know, using it as the trim. But that's what I got it for, and I have them in all colors. I've got it in light blue and pink and yellow and maybe lavender. So anyway, love, love, love this. All right, let's get to the wheel. All right, here we are with our Joy in the Making wheel, and it is already kind of spinning around there. But as you can see on the right side there in the white box, I've got the 7 projects listed that I've started and have not yet finished. So let's go through them. The first one says Elephant Set. That is a baby set that I have created a baby blanket, and I have already created a elephant applique that needs to go on the blanket, but haven't decided if I'm making anything else or just the blanket. So we'll see. The Turtle Base set, that is also a baby blanket that I have created. I've created a hat to go with it, and I've created a amigurumi turtle. Wanted to create some little baby turtle appliques to go on the blanket. So that is that one. And of course, whatever the wheel chooses, then that's when I'll show you what I've done and continue showing it to you until it's in completion, like our projects today. The other project is a Jada and Stitches project. This is the oldest and longest whip I've ever had. I started this blanket long before I had my spine surgery, and it has just sat waiting to be finished. It is almost all but done. It is a solid baby blanket that kind of tells a storybook theme. And then you create these appliques that go all around the blanket, and it creates this kind of storybook adventure, so to speak, on the blanket. I have had all the appliques done. They just need to be put on the blanket. So that is the Jada and Stitches project. Then there's the Sesame Street project. I barely have one granny square started, but this is a bag a day project where she took the Sesame Street hats and created a baby blanket out of them. The next one is the Lullaby Dreams blanket. This is a blanket that I designed. I used scrap yarn, acrylic yarn, to create and design this blanket, and I am currently working on a second one to do a tutorial for. So in completing that one, it will not only finish a whip, but it will also put a tutorial out on the channel. And then the 6th one is the Wrapology sweater. It is a sweater that I started making using some Wrapology yarn from Hobby Lobby. And then the final project is a striped sweater that I started designing out of this vibrant, multicolored, variegated yarn. And so those are the projects that I have started but have not finished. So if you're ready, I know I'm excited and I'm ready to see which one the wheel chooses. So here we go. and it's going to be the Lullaby Dreams blanket. So I'm excited. So I will introduce this in our next segment. All right, take care, everyone. Be joyful, stay crafty in your own way, make your own joyful creations. And until next time, remember, you are important and you are loved. All right, see you in the next Joy in the Making.